are going to roll even those same four guys out there and just mow down Toronto? Not necessarily. Tony, I think they'll be good. I think we'll get some 4-3 sort of games. Do I think the Dodgers are going to come out and just handcuff Toronto with Bichette back in the lineup too? No, I don't.
Do you like the Dodgers to win the series?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. So we're going to be agreed on all of these things. My feeling about this is very similar to your feeling about this. The Dodgers pitching has been phenomenal. Starting pitching has been phenomenal. There's no other word for it. Their opposition batting average is 132. That's unbelievable. But yes, this is a long layoff. What I worry about, baseball is an everyday sport. When you take this much time off, then you worry about rust instead of rest. And I have something here. It's an ominous statistic. This year will be the 5th time since 1985 that one team in the league championship series swept and the other went 7 games. In the previous 4 times this happened, the 7-game team won every World Series. Right? I think the Dodgers will win because I think good pitching trumps good hitting, and the Dodgers can hit. The Dodgers can hit.
This is one of the best hitting Dodgers lineups ever.
They have more runs in the regular season than Toronto, 825 to 798. Toronto doesn't have a top of the order like the Dodgers.
No, nobody does.
Ohtani and Betts and Freeman. But again, Mike, you know what it feels like? It feels like the World Series is a bowl game, that we've waited so long. And so I think Toronto's really good. Their batting average, team batting average in the postseason is 296. That's unbelievably high. The Dodgers is 256. So I respect them. The hottest guy in baseball is Vlad Guerrero. They have more home runs than strikeouts. That doesn't happen.
If Toronto can get to the Dodger bullpen,
then they're in good shape.
With Guerrero,
they're in good shape.
And Springer, and Bichette back in the lineup,
there's another small thing.
Can hold up.
Toronto won more games in the regular season, so they have home field. They have a maximum of 4 games there. They're 54-27 at home. So, and yet I will be surprised if the Dodgers lose. I will.
Surprised.
Yeah. And by the way, if Snell goes out there tonight and gives up 3 hits in 7 innings,
it's on.
Yeah.
Right? Then you keep that momentum.
Right.
You feel
pretty
good.
That's right.
The next night, let's move to the National Football League, and the Chargers beat down to the Vikings. The Chargers offense came alive with the return of all-pro tackle Joe Alt, and the defense sacked Carson Wentz 5 times. So what did this win do for you and your estimation of the now 5-3 Chargers?
Not much, really, because Minnesota isn't a very good team. This was supposed to be J.J. McCarthy's team, but for weeks now, they've gone to Carson Wentz, who gets beat up. And a lot of people looked at that game and said, why is he still in there? We don't know if J.J. McCarthy is any good, but after all these years, we have a sense that Carson Wentz isn't very good, right? So I don't think a win over Minnesota is something you hang your hat on. Were the Chargers good? Yeah, the Chargers were good. Justin Herbert, some stats against pressure, 13 of 15, 162 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also threw an interception. He has 7, which is sort of a lot of interceptions for a Pro Bowl quarterback. And I was talking to Jason Lockenford today, and he was talking about Joe Alt's presence and what that meant. In the games that Joe Alt has played, the Chargers are 4-0. Yeah. In the 4 games that he's missed, they're 1-3, and the one was that really dicey win against Miami. So he's obviously an important component there.
Yeah, the Chargers, I didn't go crazy when they lost a couple. I still think they're pretty good. I still think they're a threat to win their division, even though Kansas City's in it. And Denver's ahead of them. A threat. I'm not saying the favorite, but a threat.
Okay.
So the Chargers are about where they are. This is what an NFL season does. This is what all professional sports seasons do, unless you have a dominant, crazy Patriots 18-0 team or Bears 15-1 or Dolphins. You have an ebb and flow. Yeah. Teams are going to lose. The Chargers are going to lose 3 or 4 more times. I think the Chargers sort of regain their footing. The Vikings, Tony, so there are 2 teams coming into the season that I thought were going to take a backslide. The Vikings, because of their quarterback situation, because I think getting rid of Sam Darnold was stupid, and the Commanders. Because they had everything go right, including great health.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And so I worry about that. And I certainly hope that Jason Daniels can be healthy and be out there soon. But those are the 2 teams taking the backslide.
Jayden Daniels, not Jason Daniels.
Jayden.
Jason Lockenford, Jayden Daniels. I will give you the next 4 games, though, that the Chargers have, because they are all winnable. At Tennessee is winnable.
Very.
Home Steelers is winnable.
Yeah.
At Jacksonville is winnable.
Yeah.
Home Raiders is winnable. So, but like you have in the past, I often think of the Chargers that the whole is not greater than the sum of its parts, so I remain somewhat skeptical. Okay. Let us revisit the gambling story in the NBA from yesterday. Terry Rozier of the Miami Heat was arrested in connection with alleged insider information betting. And Chauncey Billups, coach of the Trail Blazers, was arrested for his alleged involvement in a poker scheme that has mob implications. Wilbon, this is at least a public relations nightmare for the NBA.
Total.
What sort of pressure is on Commissioner Adam Silver right now?
None. None he can do. He couldn't do anything on the front end. He doesn't have the power of subpoena. He wasn't going to be able to compel witnesses to testify or to give him information. Nothing. They're not a law enforcement organization. Adam Silver, now, you could, from a public relations standpoint, you could stand there and huff and puff and pound the table and look like a tougher guy. I don't know what David Stern would have been able to do. He might have been able to project something different.
He would have tried.
He would have tried. But in terms of what Adam Silver can do, he's got to sit there now and take it. He's got to sit there now and hope. Here's what he can do. He can pray every night that this is the iceberg in full and not just the tip.
All right.
That's about it.
So let me start by stating, for the record, nothing happened today that advanced this story from yesterday.
Good point.
We don't know if it's going to widen out. We don't know if, as you say, it is the tip of the iceberg or the iceberg itself. Regardless of that, even if this is all it is, it's disastrous in terms of public relations. And Adam Silver, is where you and I disagree, has to get out in front of this. I was honestly stunned last night that he did not go on the pregame show with Ernie Johnson and Shaq and Kenny Smith and Charles. He should have been there because they talked about it at great length. And because they're NBA guys, that might have been a soft landing. To me, it looks like he's hiding under his desk. I refer to my notes. I don't think this is as bad as Tim Donaghy. I mean, I really don't. I don't think it's close to that. But what you have, what's most important is the integrity of your game. Mm-hmm. And if this is true about Terry Rozier, then you don't have the integrity of your game. And that's, and you had an investigation into him. However limited you might have been, you cleared him because you let him play. Now you have an investigation into Steve Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard. And if it comes out that you're not going to do anything about that, the general public is going to say, well, you don't want to do anything about that. You have an inferior investigation. They're going to say, maybe you just want to sweep wrongdoings under the rug. And that's why I believe Adam Silver has to get out and talk and talk.
But he hasn't. And you know what they're going to do tonight? They're going to play the damn games.
And he's not going to say a word.
I don't think so. You say he has to get out front.
I think he has to.
And he's not going to. And, Tony, here's the shame of it.
He was in front on this. He wanted sports gambling. He wanted it.
Therefore, Tony, people don't care. They're not going to stop watching the games. They're not going to stop buying the stuff they wear, the jerseys.
I think they care.
Tony,
I think they don't care if they think it's crooked.
Crooked? What does that mean? That's an old-fashioned notion that the NBA's target audience is not familiar with in any way whatsoever. They're going to consume the product and not care.
Millions of people on a daily basis bet.
Yes.
They bet the NBA.
Yes.
But if they feel that the NBA is not legit, that there is
what would lead
charlatans out, things like Terry Rozier.
Terry Rozier didn't even fix a game. He took himself out early. He enriched himself and some buddies.
He may not have deliberately fixed the entire game. He fixed his part.
Allegedly.
He fixed his part, allegedly. Yeah. Let's take a break. We're angry here. It's like
No.
Charles and Kenny last night. But when we come back, Indiana's ranked second in the nation. UCLA has won 3 straight. Who is feistier heading into Saturday's game?
And which quarterback has more on the line when the Packers pass meets their present?
You don't think that's the job of a commissioner?
Yeah. I didn't say it wasn't his job.
Well, he's not doing it.
He's not going to do it.